All right, welcome to this video here where we're going to be taking a look at how do we describe a line, and we're going to do it mathematically. So if you look at the line that we have there in that graph, we have this line that very nicely goes up. We'll call it line A. There's 2 points that are a part of that line, and we want to figure out how can we describe this. Now, there are a few different ways that we can describe a line. One of them is using what's called general form. It's a very general form of an equation. Second one is graphic form, where we are using the slope and the y-intercept in order to solve it. And the third one, which we're going to look at here, is called slope point form of a line. And that's using the slope as well as any random point from the line in order to come up with our equation. So what does that look like? Well, here's slope point form. Y equals m, x minus x1 is going to be in brackets, plus y1. This is what it looks like. Now, a part of this equation here is we have our x and our y values, and these ones here are going to be in any equation. They are any point along the line. They have some sort of relationship which goes between the two. So there's some relationship between the x and the y, and that's going to be in the equation. The equation is going to have x and y in it. Okay, so that's what's going to represent that. Now, the other numbers, the m, x1, and the y1, are the numbers that determine the relationship. So they are the numbers that compare the relationship and help us figure out what we are describing. Now, with both graphic form and slope point form, we are dealing with some starting point as well as the slope. You'll notice that with the m, you may have seen that m represents slope, and our starting point is going to be represented by any point along the line. So here we go. Slope point form, what does it all mean? The m, okay, we're going to put that right there, represents the slope of the line. Okay, it's going to be how is the line changing? How is the relationship changing? How is the change in y over the change in x? Change in y compared to the change in x. In the case of the line that you see on the screen, it is a very slow progression up. So as x changes, the y value goes up by only a little bit. In fact, in this case, a quarter. The other thing that we have to look at is this x1 and y1. They represent any point along the line. So they represent something that is, some starting point along the line. That starting point could be any point that's on the line. This one here, we're given 2 points. There's a third point there that we could probably use. Any one of those points works for that starting point on the line. And that's what we're going to look for, and that's what we're going to try to find. I hope this has given a nice little description. I hope it helps you. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much for watching.